Welcome everyone to another episode of the Guild of Brockheart, brought to you by AED&D. I'm here myself as the host, 417. We have Donnie Danger here, looking muscular as always. He's been working out again, and we have the man bear who's like falling asleep, kind of usual. Okay, Donnie. So, anyways, yeah. So we'll start off with the recap of the session last time, which it was actually surprisingly long. And we're going to get through this or get onto this session. It's going to be a little shorter. I'm leaving town for the weekend, and so we had to do this a day early. And so yeah, without further ado, last time on the Guild of Brockheart, our two adventurers, still have not met each other. We have Gnomeface, who's waiting for the next ferry out of Quoth to make his way back to the Guild or to Brockheart, not the Guild. And he ended on his day. He wanted to relieve some frustration, and so he took a little job off the job board. This one was to collect the Goblin King head and bring it back for a reward. So doing so, he just took off hastily out of town and kind of worked out his frustrations by just walking dead straight to the waypoint, where he climbed over the rocks and stuff. He went off the beaten path. While there, he just proceeded to walk his way into where the goblin camp where goblins were reported, and he ended up taking two of them out in the hallway on the way there. While he got there,
I did launch massive explosions into the cave to try to blow them up before I walked in.
True. And they went far, and then you heard something. That's what provoked the first two.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he continued to go into the big, what would seem to be a very large room from the ambience and the quietness, or whatever. The air quality, we can say that. And while he was in there, he started to hear a lot of laughing and a lot of pounding of stuff. Just a lot of noise from all directions. He did not know where anything was. That it was really dark, and he just couldn't figure it out. Next thing he knew there was a giant ball of an orb of light that was directly in front of him on what looked like the back wall of this area. It looked like the Goblin King himself summoned it, and while that was happening, Gnomeface was kind of in awe and kind of like didn't realize the sounds going around. That kept getting louder and louder around him. The Goblin King then sent the orb to the ceiling very ominously, and it ended up getting absorbed by the crystal on top, where it just illuminated the entire room and sent a beam straight down at Gnomeface. Gnomeface, being mesmerized by this orb, ended up staring directly straight up for just long enough to get blinded by 3 turns. Going into this combat, that ended with the amount of goblins that he could not see and him being blind. It was a very rough start, and by the time he actually got his vision back, it was too late, and he ended up collapsing from the goblins. He then was found by a traveler along the road outside of where he went in, and ended up getting a ride back to town, where he then slumped into bed and decided to rest the night away, thinking that he's still alive. Meanwhile, Gale got really excited and started on his job posting, getting ready to head for not Coconuts.
I was getting excited to head for
Akasia, the city that the Lord Zon the Giant is asked, or no.
He wants me to help clear the routes there.
Yeah.
There's a troll in the way.
Hold on. He has to head to Akasia to for the mission of the Guild of Brockheart, or for the mission of the king of Brockheart. So as he talked to Lord Zan the Giant, the orc of this, in charge of Quotath, and he asked him to, make sure that if he could take care of the troll problem that they had in the mountains on the way there. So Gale made a nice little posting, went to the job board, posted it as a high priority so everyone gets to see it right away, and then decided to wait outside the palace quarters, even though the secretary said that she would send the people directly to him. After getting confused and interviewing the first couple of people, they found one that was on the hook of joining them. They then proceeded to head on into the room that was set aside, where they met a ambassador for the kingdom, who was in charge of supplying the reward. After some deliberation, the first person, Tonya, accepted the position of the escort mission, and it will meet back here in 3 days. Well, it's like Friday morning. It's like Wednesday, or it's going to be Wednesday. So Gale is continuing to follow up with people for the next 2 days, and as they went to bed and rested for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that was it. That was a little chuffed.
Are you just, taking all off the top of your head?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be quick, and then I'm like, wait, actually, we went kind of long last time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Gale, who's in the temple quarters, where the city of Quotath has put them up for their stay here, and we have Gnomeface, who's over here, who's in the Hall of the Forgotten One, which is now a hotel for passerbys. Who would like to go first?
Me.
So Gnomeface, you're going first.
Yep. I'm ready. Ready.
Let him take it.
All right, stop in the recording. I'll have to pull it off of Twitch then again. I'll have to figure out what's going on. But all right, yeah. So Gnomeface, you wake up kind of groggy as you're, kind of got wrecked the night before. And yeah, you wake up in the hotel where you're staying at.
Hey, so I'm relatively peeved that I got my ass whooped. And I understand why, because, even though I do have a decent melee skill, I'm not a frontliner. I'm a damage dealer. So I want to go to the job board, and I'm going to post myself right next to the killing goblins job, and I'm going to be like an old school barker. Need a tank, need a tank. Gotta kill some goblins, need a tank. Willing to split trophy, or split reward 50-50.
Okay. Are you gonna?
That's my goal.
Are you gonna check the job board at all, or are you gonna just walk up and
walk up and bark that I need a tank? Because I want to go kill those goblins even more now since they, kicked my ass.
All right. Yeah. I'll say it's you find someone who's in full plate mail, kind of pretty big. You're not really sure like what he specializes in, but he's big and he looks sturdy, and he walks up to you. He's like, "Oh, hello, little one. You need a tank, you say?"
Yeah, I got a cave full of goblins. I attempted them yesterday and barely escaped with my life. Honestly, not quite sure how I did. I'm a huge damage dealer, but you got to be able to tank for me. And there's at least half a dozen of them, so you got to be able to tank hard.
Oh, okay. Um, I believe, and he like goes up to the job board, and he's like, "Oh, new priority quest. I'll have to check that out." And he kind of like hits the snooze on that, or it looks like he taps it, and he pulls it up the one that you have. He's like, "Oh yes, I did see this one here. I was thinking about it, but you know, sometimes goblins are boring a little bit. Um, but yeah, I'll join you. Want to split this
Do you mind if
50-50?
I test your tanky qualities?
Sure, why not?
I'll go.
And
I
oh, go ahead.
I kind of bow to him and I go, I'm just gonna do half power one of my strikes. You tell me how you handle it, and we'll go from there.
Do I get to use my shield?
Yeah, whatever you're gonna do to protect me from the goblins.
Okay. Well, here, let's get away from the job board, you know, a little bit. Let's not wreck anything.
I nod my head and I go, yeah, that's a good idea.
So you guys take like, you know, 30 feet, you go 30 feet away, you know, there's an open area. And he doesn't draw his sword, but he has a shield. The shield itself is about, how tall are you?
I'm a gnome, so between 2 and 3 feet.
Okay, it's a, you know, it's a nice, you know, pretty much the plate mail, just tower shield. So it's pretty much taller than you.
I draw my rapier, and like I said, I'm only gonna use half power, so I don't know how you want to calculate that, but I'm gonna go at him as if I'm trying to kill him. So I'm gonna be using targeting to try to sneak past his shield, and my weapon infusion, as well as well, no, I'm not going to enchant my weapon. I'm just going to go with targeting plus weapon infusion with my rapier.
Okay.
So here's the for weapon infusion. I got a 5, so that gives me a +2, I believe.
I mean,
Yep, +2.
for if you go in half, just whatever damage you roll, it'll be cut in half.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just checking for my rolls.
Yeah, no, I know, but you said you don't know how I'm gonna play with it.
9 to hit, but he's standing still, so I imagine he's probably gonna let me hit him.
Yeah. I mean, he's letting you hit him, but like you don't make it past the shield. You go into to you know, poke at his like hand or poke at his arm to kind of like you know mess up his reflexes with the shield, and he kind of just like twists it just in time to you know block your rapier and it bounces off.
Physical damage with my rapier. And I go, okay, good. You seem to be competent. Can you handle multiple targets attacking you with a taunt spell or something? Because I will be attempting to blow them up, and I don't really want to get into melee combat if I don't have to.
This shield is more than just for looks. And then he pulls off he kind of like you know make sure he's far enough away from you, and then he does a weird like movement with his shield, and it kind of like comes out straight out pointed at you, and he does a quick 360 spin, and just all of a sudden like you just see like a blue line that spins around, and then he's sitting right in front of you, and he's standing just like that in front of you, and does another movement, kind of like he propped his shield up, like braced it on his armor to give it support or something. You don't know how it worked, but it looked kind of cool.
Okay. I would say, okay, cool. So you willing to split it 50-50? No complaining, no backseas, no saying you did more work than I did.
It's like, hey, money's money. Like, we're all trying to get paid, are we not?
That is true. That is true. I reach out to shake his hand and I send him a link to the quest so he can get
Oh, he already pulled the
nav
quest.
point. Huh?
He already pulled the quest when he looked it up.
Oh. Well, then I send him an invite to my party. Whatever.
You do so. I was about to call him Grom, and I'm like, oh no, that's not gonna work.
Grom. No.
I'll say
The
Bruce.
name.
You say Bruce accepted your party invite.
Okay. I go, well, I have no need to dilly dally. I kind of want to kill these goblins and get back and see if I can find me some magical goods. So if you're up for it, don't play with those. Those are beer bottles. Put it in the garbage, please. If you're up for it, I'd like to head out now and get this done.
No, all right. I mean, I was on my way to the job board when you were calling out. So yeah, let's go.
Sounds perfect. And head towards the goblins.
You guys
can either
start walking for a second, and he's like, "Hold up!" And then he goes and he's like, "I forgot to activate this quest." No, I'm not just following you.
Dad.
Okay.
But you guys proceed to walk through the east gate and head on out.
It is. What does glide mean?
Gale.
Yes.
Well,
While you're doing Owen, I want to put my boy in the shower.
Okay.
Glide.
While Gnomeface was going and getting a job or a companion for this job, you wake from your slumber.
Dad, look.
And
Good. Hold on.
do you want to head on down to eat right away, or do you want to prepare yourself, or what?
Yeah, I'll eat right away. I'm eager to interview anybody who's going to help me with my nightly duties.
All right, so you make your way down to the room. Oh, you make your way down to the tavern part of the hotel, and the other two knights are sitting there, and they call you over to join them, and you guys have a real nice breakfast. It's all comped and stuff, and they're treating you well. You used to this as a knight.
Yeah.
The money's you get more than money for this job, like pride.
Yeah, pride is all the payment I need. Satisfaction of aiding those who can't aid themselves.
Or the person footing the bill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you guys eat and start eating, and one of them goes to you, he's like, so boss, did you sleep well on the conversations we had yesterday?
I slept well enough on my bed. As far as those conversations we had yesterday, you give me a little refresher?
Sure. Okay, so the plan of action, or the plan is, we go to the palace, and you have the entranceway or the entrance. The secretary there will direct anyone who's approaching for the quest, because that's what you put on the job board. Apparently, it's like see the secretary, and they will direct the person to where we are, which should be in the room, or which was planned to be in the room. And we have an ambassador there from Crota to, since they're footing the bill, or they're providing the reward. So we just have to get them to agree, and then we let them debate. And the plan, I believe, is leave Friday morning, and today is Wednesday.
All right. Okay, so sounds like pretty much everything's being handled for us outside of the interview itself. So as soon as you two are done eating, let's head to the interview room. You guys can see how it's done.
I'll race you.
No, I put down my food half eaten and I start rushing towards the interview room.
No, he meant for food. Half his plate was done by the time you got yours.
Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna raise me to the interview room. No. I try to scarf it down as fast as I can.
For fun, roll a d20. Add your
with Constitution. Ooh, okay.
He does beat you.
Really?
Oh no, there's no face you rolled. Okay. Yeah, no, you beat him just slightly. Now roll for
I'm not-
Constitution.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I scarfed it down pretty quick.
If you get a below a 5, you might want to run to the bathroom.
I think I'm sitting pretty good.
All right, you wolf it down and you just nearly beat him.
I pat my stomach.
You pat your
Proper
stomach.
knight.
Sorry.
Proper knight knows how to eat their rations quickly, especially when they have a mission afoot.
You say that, and right after that, you let out a sizable burp, and then the three of you stand up and head on your way to the palace.
I'm just not like imagining myself waddling, even though like I just ate a normal meal.
Oh, did I say waddling? I
No, I'm just
Oh.
imagining it.
Oh. Yeah, you go there and you arrive at the palace and you see the secretary who greets you just like the day before. And she goes to you. She's like, Sir Gale, where would I direct the people looking for you today?
Didn't we have a room assigned to us that we may station ourselves in?
Yes, if you would like to use the room. That was the plan. But yesterday you were very adamant that you wanted to be outside, so I didn't know if you needed the fresh air again or not.
A bit overeager, but leveled out. Let's just please direct us to the room you have picked out.
She points down the hall and she says, "Yep, it's in the same place as yesterday. Direct down there to the left."
Ah, yes. All right, knights. Head forward. Prepare for the interview.
All right.
Interviews, multiple.
Yeah, so you head there. And sometime a little bit of time passes, and one of the fellow knights comes in. He's like, "Hey, boss, we have a looker for a quest."
Oh yes. Are they heading this way?
They're outside the door. They showed up to the waiting area, but there wasn't a line yet. So
Oh, hey, come on in.
so the knight brings him in. And you're sitting behind the desk. You have one knight with you. You have the ambassador sitting like on the right hand side, like not next to you, but on the right hand side of the desk. And the person walks in, probably about 2 feet tall.
Where are they? I'm looking over the desk. I'm looking up. I'm looking at the corners of the room.
You hear the guy goes, "Ha, very funny." You hear the voice come. I mean, you see him from when he walks in, but like you wait. I'm assuming like he walks in and then you just weren't looking close enough and you caught a glimpse, but then you're like, wait, the desk is hiding them. He doesn't know if it's a joke or if you're being serious, but like he jumps up onto the chair that's across from you.
Oh, why? Almost missed you there, little guy. So, you're interested in joining our quest?
Yes, I heard you guys were headed to Akasia.
Yes, we are.
I would like to go to Akasia.
Well, first, I would love to have you join us, but I do need to know your qualifications. I'm looking for seasoned adventurers to join my band.
Oh, I am seasoned enough. I've been all over this place. I have. He pulls out a piece of paper with a huge list of names. He's like, "These are all the cities I've been to in this world so far." There's probably like 100 names on there.
Holy shit! He's been more places than I have. Well, okay. Well, you're well traveled. That's good to know. You're probably no stranger to difficulties and obstacles on paths and trailways.
Ah, yes,
What?
I like to I'd like to just wave them by as we're going in the cart.
Oh. Passive sort. Is that what you mean?
Are we not getting a ride to Akasia?
Well, no, not exactly. That is part of it, but you will be required to face grave danger.
Didn't sound like that on the job posting.
We're the Knights of Brockheart. Our lives are steeped in danger and tribulation.
The job posting just said escort to Akasia. I figured we were taking a caravan and riding our way there.
Oh, no. I'm going to have to amend that. Right away, and I kind of like just start snapping at one of the knights in your room. Change that. Required to face danger. Put that on board. Need combat expertise.
The one guy that's by the door just leaves and
Yes, okay. So, for clarification, and the quest posting will be adjusted for that, you will be required to aid us in fighting a troll that is blocking the route to Akasia. Of course, we can't pass until we kill the troll. Do you understand where the combat part happens?
hold on. And like you see him what it looks like when someone else is in their HUD, and he's like looking, and he's like you can tell like with his hand movements and stuff that he's like reading the quest, and he's like, and he closes it and he's like, oh, I apparently didn't read long enough. Yep, I'm not willing. I don't want to do that. Bye. Thank you for your time.
Okay,
And he just leaves.
Maybe we should start directing them to the kiddies' room. There's no place for children.
You don't know how old he was.
Making fun of his size.
Anyways, the knight that was in the hall like came back in. He's like, hey boss, what'd you want me to do?
Ensure that the job description is clear. Any adventurers looking to join this party will be expected to fight a troll.
I thought you put that on there.
God damn it! What are people just reading these things like they're skimming notes?
I mean, I believe it. Yeah.
Never mind. I guess we got all day to interview people. It doesn't take more than a minute to read that thing. There's so much to expect.
You muted.
I fixed it. I can see them seeing the words escort quest and then just assuming that there's no battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of a two-parter, so it's like didn't know where to put it. Yeah, so then night he's like, yeah, I can go check real quick, but I'm pretty sure that's what it said.
I don't know, is there an ask or red print that we could put in it to make it look more dangerous?
I'll see what I can do. And he starts to leave, and he's like, "Oh, hey, boss, we got one more here." Like, and he goes out, and he's like, "Please, go in and have a seat. Our the person in charge of the quest is right there behind the desk."
Yeah. Come on in.
So the man walks in. He's about 4 foot tall. He's got some he's kind of got some attire of you, but like
attire.
Yeah, like the same like loose clothing, except he has more, instead of like, he has more just like balloony clothing versus like how you have like very limited clothing. But he doesn't have any armor on.
You mean like billowing? He's got billowing raiments.
Sure. I'm talking like those like balloon pants where like they're very loose. I forget what they're called, but like, they're like
They're airy.
sure, yeah. But he has like a shirt on too that's the same way, so it looks very free.
Frilled, maybe.
Not quite.
Not quite.
No frills on
Sure.
this.
Grills.
Well, anyways,
So yeah, he walks in and he walks up to the desk, and the other knight heads on out. And the guy goes, hello, my name's Bartholomew.
oh, Bartholomew. If I heard that name somewhere, it sounds a little familiar.
I mean, it's a very ancient name. Plenty of references in the history books. My parents were a readers, if you would say so.
Well, Bartholomew, did you read the job description in its entirety?
Yeah, it's a escort mission with a point of attack or something like that.
Yes, you will be expected to aid us in vanquishing a troll blocking the path to Akasai.
He kind of like yawns a second at that, and he sits down. He's like, sorry, I got to town and I haven't had a chance to, take a nice long sleep at the inn yet.
You'll have plenty of time for that. We don't depart until Friday.
Excellent. So,
But-
what are the details of this quest, sir? And he kind of like leaves it
Gale.
open. Sorry,
Sir
go ahead.
Glavin Gale. The bright fist of Brockheart.
Sir Gale. Yes.
Like
What
it.
is the detail? What are the details of this quest?
Well, we will be departing by carriage along the path from this place, Quoth, to Akasai. The route is imperiled by the presence of a troll, possibly other threats, but there's definitely a troll. And we knights have been commissioned to vanquish a troll, and we knights are inviting others to join us on this commission.
Yes. Fight. We're headed to. Okay. If I'm following you, you have to go to Akasai, and there's some baddies out along the way that have to be taken care of. Correct.
That's the gist of it.
What are the details on? Is this an escort to and from Akasai, or is it a one-way escort?
It's an escort too. Once the path is cleared, should be safe to travel to and back. Right? I look over to the other knight. Did I miss something?
He chimes in. He's like, well, technically, you will have to come back to Quoth to receive your reward. And we will be coming back after a couple days. So if you would like to escort us back to Quoth, I'm sure the ambassador there will take that into consideration when dealing with your reward.
Yes, there's that. It's a bit roundabout, but we do need to get back to Quoth to officially end this quest.
Well, they just have to. Whether or not they come with you or not just depends on how much they get paid. Essentially.
Well, how's it sound, fella? Bartholomew?
Like, ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm liking the sound of this. I think I can cooperate.
All right.
What are you like paying for this?
Well, Zon the Giant is paying, and
Technically, the city of Quoth is paying.
yes, the city of Quoth is paying, and should be an official here who can discuss payment with you, since
He's literally on your right.
right here. I just nod to my right.
The ambassador chimes in. He's like, "Yes, sir. What would you like? We have many opportunities here. So, I mean, if it's cash, we can deal with cash. But if if there's something else that like the city can provide you with, we're more than happy to do that too." So like then you see Bartholomew like kind of pause and think, and he goes, "I got it. I've been very interested in herbal medicines of sorts and would like to get started on that. Not necessarily have a shop yet, but if a shop space is open to discussion, I could come back and get one at a later date." And the ambassador's thinking, he's like, so we definitely could hook you up with a lot of the supplies you need to get started. And if you're not, experienced or whatever, you'll have to do a lot of training yourself. We could include a couple, nice tomes. The bazaar has quite a bit. Like I could set, we could scurry some stuff up. So we can give you a whole like basket of that nature. And how about a in the future, like a to be rewarded later token to a like not necessarily a large shop, but a small shop once you get experienced. And Bartholomew's like, you see his eyes perk up at the second half of that. He's like, well, you have yourself a deal. I will take that.
Well, I raised my hand before any deals are struck. You've expressed an interest in joining this. We, on our part, need to know your qualifications. What are your specialties?
He chimes in. He's like, shouldn't you have or no, I'll say the knight kind of leans in and goes to you. He's like, probably should have dealt with that before the payment.
Yeah, I know. Things kind of just, snowballed and they started talking and I just wanted to hear it and I got lost in thought. Okay? It happens.
He goes,
anyway.
So Bartholomew then chimes up. He's like, well, I'm extremely nimble.
Extremely?
Yes.
Like?
Yes, I'll hit you 3 times and you won't even know where the foot came from. How about that?
I don't believe you.
Dude, okay. He's like, he kind of looks at your desk and he pulls out like an apple and he's like, if you can grab this apple from my hand
Dad, could I turn off the lights?
without me without me knowing, or if you can grab this apple from my hand, I'll have to figure out a different test.
Okay, I use modify ability to increase my agility.
Okay.
And then I take a deep breath. And then I reach for the apple. $18.
Ty, you both grab the apple at the same time.
You're as fast as me, which means you're pretty damn fast.
And then all of a sudden, you feel a little tap on the side of your head.
I look over.
Like, see, you stopped after the apple. And that's a trick.
What just happened?
He kind of lets go of the apple. He's like, you just got yourself an apple.
Oh. Very clever. So you're fast.
You could
This
say
is good.
that.
that alone might be useful enough. But are there any other specialties you have as far as combat expertise?
I mean, you can imagine with someone the speed like this. Imagine, and he pulls out his a retractable like bow staff. He just he like holds it out and he clicks it, and both sides shoot out.
I'm sold. That's
And
pretty badass.
He's like, if I can just do that with the apple, imagine what I can do with this.
I love it. I mean, I'm very impressed, Bartholomew. You may speak to the ambassador now and discuss payment. You're on board.
He kind of sheaths it, puts it away, and he's like, I believe we're at shaking hands time. We already finished our part. And then Master's like, yeah, yep, we're good.
All right. I hold out my hand. Glad to have you, Bartholomew.
He shakes your hand, and then he goes, shakes the hand of the ambassador, and the ambassador has him sign. And then Bartholomew like starts to walk away, and he's like, oh, hold on. When are we leaving again?
Friday.
What time?
I'd say noon should give us plenty of time to travel.
The night chimes up. He's like, we are meeting here like a little bit after sunup, like 9ish, in the palace before we head on out.
Yes, that's the one. That's the time. 9ish here at the palace.
Then the Bartholomew goes, he's like, all right, you put yourself as available so I can send you a part, like not a party request, but like a acquaintance request in your HUD.
Why, yes. I would be glad to. I put myself as available as an acquaintance to Bartholomew.
Okay, so you go in your HUD, you hit, like available for searching, and you see a not like an acquaintance request pop up. And then he closes his, and he's like, all right, I will see you guys on Friday.
See you Friday. You see that? Initiative.
Who's that?
He's networking. He knows the knights are part of his network web that he needs to build and maintain.
The knight behind you kind of comes, pats on your shoulder, like, good job, boss. And at the same, like, just shortly after that, the other one who went to check the job board came in, and he's like, hey, yep, boss, reporting back that the job post, I can't change it because I didn't post it, but it looks all good to go from what we're desiring.
It was just negligence on the part of that guy. Short attention span, maybe. I just need to ask if they read it in full next time before I entertain them with too many questions.
The other knight goes, yeah, that should work. Or alternatively, give them a next, like, restate the quest when they show up, just so, even if they didn't read it, they know now.
Yes.
Hello there.
I'm still a little annoyed. That guy just came in thinking we were here to give him a ride.
I mean,
The entitlement.
some of those escort quests are like that,
None I've been a part of, and none I wish to. The life of a knight is a life of danger.
All right, so now it's like halfway through the day. So you could take a lunch break if you like. Gnomeface, are you awake enough to?
It's not a matter of being awake. I have to put the boy down. I have to get his clothes ready. I have to get his lunch ready.
I'm just saying that because you look like you're falling asleep.
I am a little bit. Not gonna lie, I am sleeping a little bit, but yeah, that was my alarm to get my boy stuff done just there. So
I didn't hear an alarm.
that's when I turned it off almost instantaneously.
Well, then how was I supposed to hear it?
I figured.
What if it's baby got back and I wanted to jam to that?
It's the stupid generic thingy that came with on my phone.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we got a lot done. I feel like for a short amount of time.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna call that because adult things and
I gotta be a parent.
with the well, I mean the last 2 sessions we've done like 2.5 to 3 hours, so we'll call it there. And yeah, so will Gnomeface have better luck with Bruce, the tank that he agreed to do the quest with, and how will the search for the rest of the party members go for Gale Glavinus? Find out next time on the Guild of Brockheart. Don't forget to like, subscribe, review, and comment and all that jazz whenever you can. Thank you.
Yeah.
So long.
Yeah.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.